Welcome to e-learning on Homebase TV. My name is Lydia Sumwa. I am your facilitator for BDT Pre-Technical Skills. Let's relax and learn. Today, we are going to look at lines. Every day, we use lines. In our day-to-day activities, we use lines. Our objectives for the day: 1. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define a line. 2. Sketch 6 types of lines. 3. Write down the name and one use each of 4 technical drawing lines. Let's go over our objectives. Objective number 1. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define a line. 2. Sketch 6 types of lines. 3. Write the name and one use each of 4 technical drawing lines. What is a line? In our everyday activities, we use lines. In order for you to be able to write your name, you need lines. If you want to sketch any shape, you need lines. All around us, we have lines. Remember the electricity pole? Yes, we have pillars. Now, the flag stand in your school is showing a particular type of lines. Animals around us have various shapes and types of the various lines. As I stand to teach, I am showing a particular type of a line. What then is a line? A line is described as a straight or curved path made by a moving point. I hope you are writing. A line is described as a straight or a curved path made by a moving point. I hope you were able to write it. Let's move on to the types of lines. There are numerous types of lines. We are going to look at a few examples of them. 1. Vertical line. Vertical line. Now on your screen, you can see a vertical line. A line that is standing. Or you look at my arm. See how I've positioned it? This is also what? A vertical line. As I stand here, I am showing a vertical line. Line 2. Horizontal line. A horizontal line, we will say, is a sleeping line. When you retire to bed, you know the position you take. Any line that goes like this is a sleeping line. A horizontal line can be called a sleeping line, and that is being shown on your screen. Horizontal line. Then we have diagonal lines. Diagonal. Another name for diagonal is slant. They are slanted. They don't stand straight like this. They move sideways. So those are what? Diagonal lines. We also have parallel lines. They are in pairs. 2 of them moving together. They are not going to meet. They are 2 moving. Whenever we say parallel lines, you should know that we are not talking about 1, rather 2. They can be slants or they can lie horizontally. But parallel lines are 2 moving together. Then we have diagonal lines. A diagonal line can be said to be a slant line. A line that is not standing as straight as I am, but rather we have turned it a little bit. It is angled in a way. That is a diagonal line. We also have curved line. a curved line. A line that is not straight, a curved line. Then we have concentric lines. Concentric, following each other. They can be circular or they can be halfway. Concentric lines. We also have zigzag. It goes this way, comes that way, move this way, come that way, with sharp edges, a zigzag line. Then we have wavy. I hope you've been to the beach before. You see how the sea gets closer to us? It comes in the form of what? Waves. It moves this way and comes that way. A wavy line. Then we have converging line. Converging lines is like a bell being rung at school that let us all come to this one point. The lines are moving from various places and they are all coming to a certain point. Moving from this angle, from that angle, and arriving at a particular point to converge, to come together. So converging lines are lines that move together to a particular point. Then we have diverging lines. Unlike converging where they are all coming together, diverging lines are running away, they are moving away from a particular point. Look at the arrows and look at their tail. They were all from one point, now they are being away. It's like they have been scattered. Let's have an activity. Activity 1. We are going to list all the lines found in each of the shape displayed on your screen. Shape 1 is a triangle. Shape 2 is a circle. Shape 3 is a square. Shape 4 is a cylinder. Shape 5, which is lettered E, is a cone. Then letter F, we have wavy lines. We will be back after the break.
Today, we're going to learn about the types of lines. Do you know how many types of lines are there? Here they come! Let's start with the straight line. This is a straight line. First, we'll look at the horizontal lines. Horizontal lines look like the horizon, or like the tightrope of an acrobat. Whoops! Cheerio! Now this is a vertical line. Vertical lines look like the trunk of this palm tree, or like this microphone stand. Bass, keep practicing. This is an oblique line. Oblique lines look like this slide, or like this skateboarding ramp. Wow, so fast! Now here's two lines, one next to the other. They're called parallel lines because they never touch. The lines in this notebook, or the steps of this ladder, are parallel. We can turn a parallel line to make it vertical. When parallel lines crisscross, they change to perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines look like this crossroads, or the frame of this window. What a lovely day! Straight lines can also be polygonal, or closed like this triangle, the square, or the pentagon. Straight lines can be open too, like these ones, for example. They look like mountains. Let's have a look at curved lines. Curved lines can be open or closed. Wavy curves are in the same group as curved lines, like this curvy path, or this worm. Spiral curves are in the same group as open curves, like this snail, or this lollipop. So yummy! Closed curves are like this pond, or this ketchup stain. Awesome! Let's recap. Horizontal line, vertical line, oblique line, parallel line, perpendicular lines, closed polygonal lines, open polygonal lines, curved lines, spiral curves, closed curves. You learned everything about all types of lines. Well done!
Welcome back, viewers. Now let's go through the activity. I hope you tried your best to answer it correctly. Let's look at the very first shape, which is a triangle. How many shapes and lines do we have there? We have 3 lines making that shape. We have one horizontal, which is at the base. Do you agree with me? Yes. Then we have 2 diagonal or slant lines at the sides. So to have that beautiful triangle, we have used 3 lines, which are 1 horizontal and 2 diagonal lines. Shape B, which is a circle. To have a circle, we need a curved close line. You know what a curved line is? So it keeps curving and curving, and then it closes. That gives us a circle. Now we have the square for C. And we have how many lines there? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. How many horizontals? 2. And how many verticals? 2. We have 2 horizontals, 1 at the top, 1 at the base. We move on to the 4th shape, which is a cylinder. With a cylinder, we have 2 vertical lines, 2 lines standing as I am here, and then we have 2 curved close lines. Then we move on to E, which is a cone. Let's identify the types of lines there as well. We have 2 slanted lines, and we have a curved close line. 2 slanted or diagonal lines, and then a curved close line. Then the last one, we can see horizontal lines, we can see diagonal lines, and we can equally name it wavy lines. Can you see the horizontal there? Up. Yes. And then the diagonals, those ones after the up shape. And then we have all together, we say wavy lines. I hope you had all correct. Well done. Now there are some lines that are used in technical drawing. Let us note. Each line has its own use. These lines are very, very useful and must be used as and when they are needed. They must be used at the right time. Let's look at a thick, continuous line. A thick, continuous line. You can see it on your screen. As the name implies, it is very thick. What are we going to use a thick continuous line for? For outline drawing. If I ask you to give me the outlines of a cap, you need to draw with a thick continuous line. We also have thin continuous lines. Thin continuous lines are projection lines. After sketching the object, you want us to know that from this side to this side. And what are we going to use? We use thin continuous line for projection. We also have short dashes. See how it is drawn? It's like broken lines. You can equally call it broken lines. Short dashes used to show hidden details. When we are drawing, most of the time, we only show parts that can be seen. But sometimes there are some places that are hidden that must as well be shown. Therefore, we use short dashes. Then we have thin line with arrows. Thin line with arrows. It is used for dimensioning. After sketching your chair, we want to know the length. We want to know the width. Therefore, we use thin line with arrows for dimensioning. We also have thin 45 angled lines. You see, the lines are angled, so they look like diagonal or slanted lines. But the angle is at what? 45. It is used for shading. Do you remember shading? When we are hatching, we can use the thin 45 angled lines to hatch. Remember, we also have what we call cross hatching. Our seat line is long chain with 2 arrows. A long chain with what? 2 arrows. And it is used to show a cutting or section of lines. Let's move on to our second activity for the day. Now, I want you to combine any line of your choice to draw the following shapes. Remember, we've learned about lines. You are going to choose any of them to draw the following. 1, a rectangle. 2, a crescent. 3, right-angled triangle. And 4, a kite. We will be back. Welcome back, viewers. Let us go through the activities together. I am very sure you are going to score all, isn't it? Good. The very first one was what? A rectangle. A rectangle. So how many lines did you use? And which type of line? Oh, you use a vertical line? Good. And what? Horizontal. So we are using 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines to give us a rectangle. We also have a crescent. Which lines did you combine? I think you are right. 2 curved lines. 2 curved lines to give us the shape of a crescent. Then we have right angle triangle. We have 3 of our lines here. A vertical line, a horizontal line, and a slanted line. Did you get it right? Well done. Then we also have a kite. And we can see that all throughout we are using 4 slanted lines. Well done. Let us take our assignment for the day. Number 1, define a line. Number 2, what type of lines do the following represent? So take a look at the pictures there. You can quickly snapshot and maybe answer them later. So A is a man there. B we have a snake. What lines are they representing? Now look at the ocean. Can you see the ocean? They are also moving in a certain way, representing a type of line we have learned today. Let us look at the vehicle there. The vehicle is on its path doing something. I think it is negotiating a curve. So you should tell me the type of line. Right. Question number 3. Sketch the following lines and write one use each. Sketch the following lines and write one use each. A. Thin 45 angled lines. B. Thin line with arrows. A thin line with arrows. C. Thick continuous lines. Let us go over the assignments for those of you who couldn't write. Assignment number 1. Define a line. Define a line. Number 2. What type of lines do the following represent? Now let's look at the pictures. We have a man, then an animal. They are all representing types of lines. Then we have, so we have sea, an ocean. Do you see the ocean? They are representing a kind of line. And D, look at the vehicle and look at its position and where it is heading towards. It is negotiating a curve. What type of line is the vehicle making there? Question number 3. Sketch the following lines and write one use each. Sketch the following lines and write one use each. A. Thin 45 angled lines. B. Thin line with arrows. Thin line with arrows. C. Thick continuous lines. D. Short dashes. Short dashes. So much for watching. I have enjoyed the lesson today and I know you have. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Preview.